Hi guys! Welcome back to another video. I have not posted way longer than I would have liked to. Today's topic is a consistent posting schedule, whether this is for socials or your sites. I'm hoping that you can learn some tips and tricks with me on how I can help you build and curate and stick to a consistent posting schedule. So most creators think consistency means being chained to your phone 24/7 when that's just not the case. You really don't have to sit around and guess what to post and be scared that you're going to lose subscribers, because this is the fastest way you're going to burn out. Today I'm going to share with you some tips how to build out at least a week, but surefire, hopefully a month's worth of content so you don't burn yourself out and your page can run on autopilot and your socials too, basically with barely out you, which seems crazy, I know. And you'll be able to do this in just a few hours, at least one day. So you really don't have to sit around and post 10 times a day. I do say posting as much as you can is the best way to get as many people as you can. And I do mean that, yes. But primarily, I sit down and post anywhere from like 3 to like 5 times a day, and 5 is really pushing it. Predictability is really what builds those fan habits. Knowing what time you're going to post, kind of what stuff you're going to post, niching down who you are, at least on, certain accounts. Just like with your sites, if fans know that a premium drops on Friday, they're going to come back on Friday. Or a casual QA happens every Tuesday that they want to chime in on. You will literally create fans that learn to log on with their wallets open. One way that I personally do this is live streaming every single week at the same exact time. I know when I log on those days to get on and stream that I am going to make some money because I promote it, I have it in my bio, I have it pinned to my wall, I send out messages about it, and I make sure that fans know every Friday I'm going to be live. Even better if I have someone going with me, but One way that you can try and get your fans coming back is creating theme days. Let's say, for example, on Mondays, you always post a specific thing, like let's say behind the scenes of you creating content. So if you create content every single Monday, you can film some behind the scenes videos, maybe a little vlog, chop that up into little pieces with a little bit of Easter eggs in it for your subscribers so they actually come along with you on the process and appreciate you more as a creator. Maybe Tuesdays are Taco Tuesdays and you share what kind of taco flavors you want to have for the month. And you can really personalize this for what you want to share on your page. And I'm not saying you have to have something for every single day of the week. Things like this are really just going to structure your feed and your pages. I know this isn't really for socials, but you got to have some stuff on the back end for the people that come in. Now, when it comes to social media and our fan sites, you really want to be batching all of your content. Now, this means sitting down, like I said, at least one day, and you can push out stuff for a week, for a month. It really depends how much you really want to work on this day. So for me personally, I usually do a week at a time because at the end of the week, I like to go back and look at what really worked for my socials that week and what didn't work for my socials that week. This keeps me creating the same things or similar things that my audience obviously likes to watch and ditching the stuff that's not working as well. I think if we curate too far, that it can kind of leave us to miss what's actually working. And you can definitely batch a month out and then you'll have a whole month of content to really give it time to see and let it sit if it's going to start working for the algorithm or not. I would definitely recommend this on newer accounts, but if they're more established accounts where you're kind of fine tuning some things or kind of what works and maybe kind of what doesn't, I would try to stick to like a week or two of testing different content. And don't sleep on trial reels on Instagram. If you have that feature, definitely use it, but make sure you're pulling stuff out that does well to share with your audience as well too and putting it on your main page. Now, all of these different social media sites also have scheduling tools. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you name it. Even X has schedulers that you can use so you don't have to sit down and physically post several times a day. So let's say you batch on Mondays for the week. On Tuesdays, you edit. On Wednesday, you finalize any edits and start scheduling out at least some of your posts. Now, if you do trial reels, that's something that I've heard doesn't always work with scheduling. So, no, you might have to cut out a little bit of your time instead to post those manually. But definitely use scheduling tools. If you don't have the time to sit down or you know that you're not going to or you're going to miss it, definitely utilize scheduling tools. I personally really do enjoy posting manually, and I don't know if there's really that big of a difference or not. And if you're someone who really enjoys posting manually as well and you really want to hold yourself accountable, I highly recommend setting alarms on the phone that you post on. If you post on several phones, set an alarm on those different phones for the times that your fans are most active, that you feel is the best time to push on the algorithm for yourself, right? And you should always test different times. I do think sometimes different times do perform better. I'm not going to post at 2 a.m. to a US audience, you know what I mean? The likelihood of that going viral, probably not. But 3 p.m., that's probably a good one. And also, when you're uploading manually, make sure you're utilizing all of your different assets. All right. So now I'm very big on someone to niche down your accounts and make different sub accounts, right? So let's say you have a try on video account. So your try on video account on Facebook should have a similar username on Instagram, on YouTube, on Snapchat Spotlights, on X. Utilize all the different places that you can post on in that funnel. And there are some different tools that you can use to actually funnel different pieces of content to different platforms. I believe the one that I've used is repurpose.io. Just make sure wherever you're pulling content to, it's okay with their terms of service. Like me personally, I do not post things to X through Repurpose or to Instagram, but I will pull from those places to post on the others. Now, Repurpose is kind of hard to set up in itself, and that could be a whole nother video. But that is a tool that you can use if you don't want to manually sit down and post to one and then the other and then the other. I personally don't mind it. I think if you really get quick at it, it doesn't take a huge amount of time, but that is something that you can utilize. Tools are our bread and butter, so definitely use them. They're there for a reason. And don't forget to be fun with the things that you post. Utilize the stuff that you're posting on your socials to incorporate into your fan sites. Our subs obviously are there for one thing, but they should be able to see your personality too. You know, if you really like a reel, don't be scared to use that as part of your content calendar for the month on your fan site. I really don't think you have to switch a bunch of outfits, but if you want to, you definitely can. But make sure you switch up the angle of your phone a little bit, the things that you're saying. Don't just repeat the same video over and over and over. And if you are big on switching outfits, this is the best time to also shoot for your fan sites because you can finish your socials, make a little bit for your fan sites, and then you just got two things done in one shooting session. And if you're like me, don't take too many breaks. The more breaks you take, the more you're just going to be ready to quit for the day. And just remember, you guys, consistency is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And these skills or habits are things that you're going to learn over time. It's not going to happen overnight. The more you practice it, the better you're just going to get at these things. If you want me to dive a little bit deeper in the next video, let me know what is your current bottleneck that's really just so hard for you to grasp with posting, with scheduling, with stuff like this, and I'll try to address that if I can. Now, if you're really, really about your business, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and maybe in the next video, I'll try and tell you guys how you can maximize your subscriber retention, how to keep them around, keep them spending, and keep their wallets open. I know that's a whole different conversation entirely. And if you guys want some tips about just actually getting people to subscribe, that's something I'll probably share about too. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know what you just need some more of. And if you didn't know, I do have my own community up and running. I also offer private coaching and a whole slew of other services that if you're struggling with, I might be able to help with. And this is a private community, and just to make sure that it's safe for all creators, there is a low fee to come and join in, but just know that you'll get instant access to me, instant access to my free practice guidebook on how to build a personal brand, and I'm actually starting to do monthly live calls, and I'm also starting to do work sessions where you can come and join me and just pick my brain whenever I'm online and working. So if this sounds like stuff that you're interested in, make sure to click the link down below, and I would really love to just meet you and have you be a part of my small but growing community. And until the next one, guys.